Well, thank you and good evening. I'm always faced with the same dilemma, who to acknowledge first and who is first here and when I'm opening my remarks. So I will acknowledge only a few people, but actually the thanks goes to all of you for attending tonight. So if I missed someone, again, I apologize. It's not because I did it deliberately, it's because I missed it. So first of all, thank you, President of UIA Victoria, Shlomo Verdiger, and Julian Black and Nathan Schaefer, Mr. Smorgan, David Southwick, which as a diplomat I can't pass any judgment about what is going to happen in 2 days' time, but anyway, I wish you luck for being during the elections. I am actually reaching, I'm very close to the ending of my posting here in Australia. I'm nearly concluding 4 years of service here in Australia, but my heart is still in Australia, and probably my whole body will remain in Australia later on, but I will deal with that later before I give you a little bit of a briefing about what is happening. So now I go to what I have prepared, and I am sorry if I missed someone during the acknowledgements. So, dear friends, once again I'm honored to address the UIA AGM. I'm particularly grateful to be speaking at the UIA AGM, as this year we mark the 95th year anniversary of Keren HaYesod UIA. Standing here this evening as the representative of the State of Israel gives me an opportunity to express the State's gratitude and appreciation for each and every one of you. Attending here, each and every one of you deserve it. Your friendship, solidarity, and partnership that Israel has enjoyed, enjoys, and will continue to enjoy with the UIA is clearly due to your profound dedication and unconditional support to Israel. The invaluable contribution of the UIA has helped Israel face its many challenges. Keren HaYesod UIA has assisted over 3 million Jews making Aliyah. It has been the linchpin of help for Olim to find their way into Israeli society. Through its generous programs, hundreds of thousands of orphaned and disadvantaged and marginalized people and youth have been nurtured and educated and reintegrated into society. Scores of disadvantaged neighborhoods and border towns have been rehabilitated and strengthened through the Keren HaYesod UIA programs and projects, including in the last conflict where we heard that 80 of the portable bomb shelters were delivered to towns bordering Gaza. So we stand here today, and I stand here today, thanking you and saluting you for your support. As I said, I approach the end of my 4-year mission here in Australia in the role of Israel's Deputy Ambassador. I would like to extend a personal thanks to all the leaders of UIA for the support that you have given to the embassy. And in particular, I would like to acknowledge once again Shlomo Verdiger, the President of UIA Victoria, with whom I've been working for the last years, and I became even friendly with, I hope. But a special acknowledgement is for Amit, for the very hard work that she's been doing, and I think that UIA can only be blessed by such a professional person that has been the shlicha for the past years, and I think that we arrived here almost on the same time, and I was really honored working with you, and thank you very, very much. Dear friends, I was asked to give to present a few reflections on the current situation. Though it is very hard to cover the developments in such a short time, but I will try to reflect in headlines on a few aspects. In his book, Jerusalem, the Biography, Simon Sabag Montefiore describes Jerusalem as follows. Jerusalem's history is a chronicle of settlers, colonists, and pilgrims who have included Arabs, Jews, and many others in a place that has grown and contracted many, many times. It was this character that convinced Lawrence of Arabia that Jerusalem was more a Levantine city than an Arab one, and this is utterly intrinsic to the city's character. By the term Levantine, we mean a cosmopolitan nature, multicultural, and especially multi-layered city. Growing and living in Jerusalem myself, I tend to agree with Montefiore's description. This is the true nature of Jerusalem, a city holy for three religions, and actually the cause of the tensions and the ongoing tensions we've been witnessing in the last few months. The Palestinians have carried out terrorist attacks in Jerusalem in less than a few months and instigated numerous riots on the Temple Mount since the summer. Incitement and glorification of terrorists have played an important role in triggering the violence and in encouraging further attacks. The heinous terrorist attack of last Tuesday, where rabbis wrapped in talit and tefillin, saying Shema, were butchered to death while praying the Shema, has created a new dimension and is a defining moment in this long-standing conflict. This has raised deep and horrific memories from the very dark ages of Jewish history. This has happened against the backdrop of a genuine effort by Prime Minister Netanyahu to work constructively to restore stability and calm, while ensuring the freedom of worship to all religions in Jerusalem. While ensuring that freedom, evil is struck in the very heart of faith, denying Jews the freedom to pray safely. Not only that, this wave of terrorism struck also beyond that. The last to die was Sergeant Major Zidan Zaif, an Israeli Druze that has given up his life to protect people with a different faith, protect Jews, and paid with his life. Isn't that what Israel, the state of Israel, was created for? A multicultural society with freedom of speech and expression and faith. Isn't that the reason for Jews all over the world that came to Israel in order to pray safely and express the Jewish religion without the fear of being butchered or killed? This action should be condemned and denounced by every person of faith. Dear friends, in Australia, we have been witnessing a change in the attitude towards Israel. This change is being generated by political considerations divorced from reality and truth. Some of the leading figures behind this disturbing change are people that have adopted an ideology that is deeply rooted with romantic assumptions about the nature of Israelis and Palestinians. This way, it is easy to skew and ignore facts and use slogans altogether. Those people have very little knowledge or understanding of the true nature of the dispute between us and the Palestinians. By making use of irrelevant terminology, they are creating a genuine disservice for the victims of apartheid and more concerning for the Palestinians themselves. The fact of the matter is that in the Middle East and North Africa, there are more than 300 million Arabs. Of the 300 million Arabs in the Middle East and North Africa, less than 0.5% are truly free, and they are all citizens of Israel. Israeli Arabs are some of the most educated Arabs in the world. They are our leading physicians and surgeons. They are elected to our parliament, and they serve as judges in the Supreme Court. Millions of men and women in the Middle East and around the world would welcome these opportunities and freedoms. Israel, in fact, is one of the few countries in the world that has recognized the legality of Sharia law and is adamantly respecting the freedom of worship. Nothing in that comes even close to apartheid. Dear friends, while incitement, hatred and terrorism continue to be the daily modus operandi by the Palestinians, when the international community is yet again faced with another challenge, and by the delay of the negotiations with Iran military nuclear endeavors, they are all combined with the ongoing support for terrorism, and the situation is not becoming, seems to be supported by terrorism by the same state. This situation requires standing firmly in the face of such trends. The Jewish community has done that and will continue to do that in the coming years. Today, it has a special meaning and a need, in addition of being Team Australia, that the Jewish community in Australia becomes Team Israel. This is what we need. This is the time to be a united, to be Team Israel. This is what we need. Once again, I would like to thank you personally for providing me with the opportunity to address you tonight and to address you in the last 4 years. There have been events here that were mentioned earlier by Julian Black, which I was proud to take part of and speak in. And one of the most moving events that I've had was Gilad Shalit coming here and speaking as a free person. And I can tell you in a secret that when I was in my previous posting, I was involved somehow with the attempts to release him. And for me, coming here and seeing him free in Australia was a very moving and personal thing. So thank you very much again for bringing him here and making me feel proud of taking a small part in his release. In addition to that, I was privileged to serve here in Australia and to represent the State of Israel. And due to the work that we've done together with the UIA, I hope that in the future you continue with the same tenacity and strength to raise money for the real need that is needed for Israel. So once again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for giving me the privilege of speaking for you tonight. I thank you again.